What comes to mind when you picture a scientist or any STEM professional? A microbiologist studying the behavior of microorganisms? An ecologist tracking wolves in the wild? An astrophysicist studying the effects of solar winds in an observatory? What comes to students' minds, and how easily can they picture themselves as scientists? Seeing oneself as a STEM contributor and as a valued member of communities in one's field is critical for success. We refer to this perception as STEM identity. Studies suggest as early as 10 years old, children have a clear picture of what a person in STEM looks like. This picture can influence their STEM identity for better or for worse, which is why positive influences from a young age are important. A strong STEM identity motivates students to engage with STEM subjects as they're driven by genuine interest rather than obligation or fear. This helps students to persist through challenges and setbacks, increasing their likelihood of success. Although STEM identity involves how a student perceives themselves, it's heavily influenced by external factors. Students develop a strong STEM identity through positive interactions with scientific content, activities, and members of STEM communities. On the other hand, negative experiences in STEM spaces can hinder its development. Due to historical inequalities, STEM spaces are not equally welcoming to all students, which makes it more difficult for some students to have the positive interactions and experiences that create a strong STEM identity. For example, students from racially diverse groups often don't see themselves represented in STEM professions. They're also more likely to encounter racial bias or discriminatory school policies. As educators, it's crucial to create a classroom environment where students' STEM identities can flourish. This is especially important in light of the systemic inequalities that racially diverse students face. One way of doing so is by communicating to students that they belong in STEM spaces. For example, by creating learning communities such as after-school clubs or study groups. Spaces like these allow students to engage collaboratively with STEM content in social settings. Educators can also provide specialized support to address students' needs. Finally, educators can actively promote diversity and inclusion in their classroom. One example is by including a variety of STEM knowledge makers in lessons. These strategies communicate to students that they belong in STEM and enable them to see themselves as scientists and valued members of their field. A strong STEM identity encourages students to persist through challenges that they may face. By supporting its development, educators can help to increase racially diverse students' chances of success.